It's week 12 of the 2024 season, and we'll get a look here at All-Pro Davante Adams. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Raiders and the Broncos. All that and more coming up next.
Opened in 2020 and immediately one of the main attractions here on the Las Vegas Strip. Welcome everyone to Allegiant Stadium. All right, football fans, settle in because we got bragging rights on the line in this one. Kate Scott, Brock Heward here with you as we get set for a division rematch. Brock, one side seeking the sweep and the other looking for some revenge after how that first showdown went.
What do they say about familiarity? Familiarity does what?
It breeds something, Brock. It breeds contempt.
It breeds contempt. Yeah. These teams don't like each other. They can fake it. They can say all the right things on the papers. They don't want any bulletin board material. But the fact is, you know your division foes better than
Weather's starting to get a bit colder, but playoff hopes burning bright as ever for most of our teams as we get underway here in Week 12. Man, he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So the Broncos offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the final quarterback taken in the first round of this year's draft. A lot of experience from Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
Some tough luck last week for this quarterback, Kate. 2 touchdowns, the 1 interception, and you just know the way it works. These coaches love to tell us they always think about the losses. They sting way more than the wins. It's the same thing with the quarterback. He's not thinking about the touchdowns. He's thinking about correcting that interception and knowing right here he's got to play some clean ball. We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. A look at his numbers on the ground from last week here.
A gain of 4 yards. And the Broncos first down.
1st and 10 from the 41. Again, a run with Piron. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Nate Hobbs in on that stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Well, as we see the names populating this injury report, partner, we recognize they've had to do some adjusting over the course of the season as key contributors have gone down.
And this, right here, this is where fan favorites and surprise superstars are born.
Touchdown, Denver! The Broncos take a 6-0 lead right away. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ballgame.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Will Lutz now on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Broncos will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Raiders nothing.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away.
The kickoff for the Broncos.
Return coming from the 6. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So out head the Raiders for their first possession. They're led out by the mustached quarterback from Washington State, Gardner Minshew.
A win is a win for him, whether he goes for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, Kate, or maybe he just finds the end zone once like last week. And being the team-first guy he is, he'd be more than happy to end the game with just 1 touchdown pass, or maybe even no touchdown passes, so long as they get the win in the end.
Wanted to fit that one into Davante Adams. And now they face 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Inside handoff goes to Madison. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. P.J. Locke getting there for the stop. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
They send a receiver in motion right. 3rd and short. Here's Minshew. That's caught for the first. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Up to the line, and they're set. First and 10. Fakes the handoff. Now Minshew. He'll get it complete to Alexander Madison. And this goes across midfield and into Broncos territory.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Now the Raiders readying for the punt. And they'll turn to former All-Pro A.J. Cole for the kick. The Denver offense taking the field for their second drive. And they take the field exactly where they want it to be, Brock. Up a touchdown early and with the home crowd a little quieter than normal.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kate. I think most quarterbacks, competitors love playing on the road when they do just this. Just quiet them, right? Turn them against their own team. They were quiet after that opening touchdown. You score another one, you're going to start to murmur and might even hear a few boo birds.
Now a give to Pirine, running right. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Find Diablo there on the tackle. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They run once more with Pirine. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a first down.
You love a huddle, Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Trayvon Merrick there for the stop. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 33-yard line.
Another carry for him. And he's dropped at the 37 after pushing this forward a bit. Give him 4 on that run. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap to Nix. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. And following that return, we've got an injured player down there. He'll receive some assistance as we step aside. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Minshew working from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's a Vegas first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So they catch the illegal block in the back, Brock, and that's rare that we see the clipping call. It's a dangerous play. It's rightfully going to back up this offense. They'll run here following the penalty. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. John Franklin Myers coming in to clean things up. Offense to the line for second down. Out of the gun, Minshew. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. From the shotgun, Minshew. He's on the move. He's running for it.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
Here comes A.J. Cole back to the field for a punt. The Broncos have Marvin Mims deep to return. Absolutely crushed his first punt, and here's another huge one. That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. Denver set to take the field on offense. And things are looking good to snap that 3-game losing streak that they came in on, Brock. They've got the lead here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Has him on the quick hitter. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Tracked down by Robert Spillane. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Nix from the gun. Space past the 35. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I'm sure coach, a play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Cut by Sutton. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And now they'll face a 3rd and 3. Now we'll give up the middle to Piron. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go. Nix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
The Vegas offense getting set for another drive now. And they couldn't be backed up much further, Brock, as safety really the only concern as they take possession here inside their 5-yard line. Up the middle they go with Madison. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
And they're going to go ahead and let the play stand as it happens. They decline the penalty. Handoff goes to Madison, running right. So this one goes against the offense. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Offense.
So the defense decides to decline the penalty. Not a good spot to punt from. They really want to convert here on 3rd. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down. Las Vegas sends out the punt team. It's the end of the first in this AFC West showdown. Neither side separating much so far. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. The Raiders bringing out the punting unit. It'll be A.J. Cole doing the honors. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And he's brought down before the return gets far. 58 yards on the punt there. And the Broncos get set to take over. Denver ready for another offensive possession. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Short pass brought in. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense.
Holding offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. 2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Nick's looking to throw. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And they take him down right along the 30. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Again on 2nd and 10, Nix. Short pass caught by his tight end. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Find Diablo there on the tackle.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him...
And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
Will Lutz getting the call on 4th down to put 3 up here for the Broncos. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. Has the distance, but headed well left. No good. And it stays a 1-possession game at 7 points. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around. Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's Madison again. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. He picks up 8 on the run, and now they're going to have 3rd and 4.
That's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Minshew to throw. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. We get a break in the action as trainers come out for an injured player. It's Davante Adams who's shaken up after that one. First and 10, Minshew. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. Looked like a bit of a concentration drop on that one. And it's going to be second down.
At the 22-yard line.
Man in motion, out of the slot. On 2nd and 10 now. Minshew. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
3rd down and 10.
Putting a receiver in motion. Minshew now on 3rd down. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. Daniel Carlson out to try this Raiders field goal. This will be a 45-yard look from the left hash. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
He stopped on the return at the 27. So here comes the Bronco offense. They could only set up a lengthy field goal attempt their last possession, Bronx. So some room to improve in how far they can advance the football here. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Oh, he drops a cut to the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. New set of downs for him from the 46.
1st down, Broncos.
Throwing on 1st down, Nix. Complete to Mims. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They motion Reynolds over right. Straight ahead they go with Piron. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Completed to Reynolds. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
And he gets this forward to the 19. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st.
A gain of 4 yards. 1st down, Denver.
Play action with Nix. Working the sideline. Oh, he got it. Drug the feet. That's a catch. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. They'll try it left with Piron. And this defense continuing to erase the ground game. This one stopped at the line. The Raiders go a nickel on this 3rd down. Here's Nix to throw. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And 4th and 4 coming up. Bertolet able to knock it through. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
Well, he moved past that earlier miss pretty quickly here, Kate. Nice to see that. And now he can carry a little momentum with him to end this opening half.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Trey Tucker to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Out comes Las Vegas on offense. And they take over down 10-3 following that score. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Minshew looking to throw. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Out of the gun, Madison. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. P.J. Locke getting there for the stop. Broncos bringing out an extra DB. 3rd down coming up.
3rd and 6.
Minshew. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
And he's just going to fair catch that one at the 24-yard line. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it's going to be their football coming up. The Broncos offense all set to go. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Hits him on the out route. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Stopped by the unmistakable Max Crosby. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 28. Escapes out to the left. He takes it himself. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the 1st.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Trying it right side with Pirine. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes them back quite a ways. That holding penalty is going to make 1st down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out. Running it after the penalty. He's got to gain a 6 there. Marcus Epps making the play. They'll take 6 on the play. Now they'll face 2nd and 14. Throwing here, Nix. Finding Reynolds. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Trenton Gill on the punt. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And the fair catch made here at the 15. No return on that punt. And it'll be Raider football. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Running right, it's Madison. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
It didn't look like he ever really got a chance to fully get that play started, Kate. Just not enough time for him to work before they were all over him making that stop.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Minshew working from the gun. Buys time, rolling right. He's going to keep it this time. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Allegiant. The Raiders with the football. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Throwing here, Minshew. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. His work begins at the 31. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Broncos headed out. Jaleel McLaughlin headed out with him. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And they're going to take over possession. Nix with it on first. Looking slant route, complete. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. That play good for 17 and a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Connects with his back, Jaleel McLaughlin. And this one does not go far.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
And they get this down to the 28. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
They'll throw again. Nix. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. Before we can get a snap on second down, they call timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. 2nd and 3 now. Out of the gun, it's Nix. He's on the move. He's running with it. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. That's a pickup of 9. And that'll be good for a Denver first. Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that first down play. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Nix from the gun. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Shotgun snap to Nix. To the sideline and intercepted. No, it's incomplete. He had the pick, just couldn't hang on though. And this drive lives on to see third down. Now there's the flag. Looks like the jump came from the left side of the line.
Ball start, offense.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. Backed up now after the penalty. It's third down. Nix. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and third downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hands, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Bertolet able to knock it through. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
You know, you look at that third down play, looking back, and it really turns into a 3-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. One final shot before halftime. And he's not going to get something done. They take him down. So that's how our first half's going to end. A momentum-building play for their defense.
Broncos 13, Raiders 3.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and Brock in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll get our tour started out at venerable Soldier Field in Chicago, where it was the visitors from the north, the Vikings, who were able to get the road victory. J.J. McCarthy, sharp in the victory, as his guys get back within a game of 500. Both these teams making their way out of the tunnel, and we're ready for the second half. And for the call, we send it back to Kate Scott and the other blonde bomber, Brock Ewer.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Fielded at the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. Out come the Raiders. They'll have it first to begin the third quarter. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up 5 sacks in a game, it's a complete breakdown of everybody offensively. Play caller, quarterback, offensive line. Yeah, they're going to have to regroup and figure out how to protect this quarterback first and foremost.
Finds his target, Gallup. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Minshew on first down. He gets this one to Myers. And that's good for a gain of 5. P.J. Locke getting there for the stop. Back to the line they go. It's second down.
At the 36-yard line.
From the 36. Got a man. Uzama has it. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. So after that completion, we've got a player in some visible discomfort. And here come the trainers to get him some help. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Complete. It's Myers. And he'll go down here at the 16.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10.
Raiders, first down. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They'll go right back to Madison. And he stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Going to the ground again on first. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Offside. Defense.
Pretty easy call to make. He lined up offsides, and now he gets a talking to from his coach.
Still second down.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Inside handoff goes to Madison. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. Only 2 yards on the run, and they're left with 3rd and 11.
Makes it 3rd and 11.
Out of the gun, Minshew. The throw is caught. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. From the gun, a run for Madison. Runs it in for the Las Vegas touchdown. The Raiders cut into the lead coming out of halftime. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Carlson adds the extra point. And the Raiders cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Starting from the 5. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Broncos and quarterback Bo Nix gearing up for their next series. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. The give now to Pirine. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
We know how hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground. Well done.
Well, it looks like the defense jumps just before the snap there.
Defense.
He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early.
Still 1st down.
Now talk about a golden opportunity at an immediate 1st down following that encroachment flag. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And he's going to go. It's a pick 6. He missed the linebacker lurking, or he thought he could challenge him there and win. A 6-point mistake, Brock, either way.
Do you know, Kate, that you use that word as a verb, and quarterbacks, when we look at coverages, we use it as a noun. He's a lurker. You said he was lurking, and he was. And if you're not aware of that lurker, that free defender who's got eyes on you, well, they can make you pay just as he did.
Carlson to tack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders take a 4-point lead. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. This return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now after that return, we've got an injured player getting some assistance as we momentarily step aside. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now a give to Pirine, running right. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. Jukes out a 1-stop. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. So now here's 3rd and 5. Before the snap, some early movement. Let's see which side gets tagged with the penalty.
Encroachment. Defense.
Well, it's not a long walk to the new spot, but it is a disappointing one to make. Instead of 3rd down, they're now defending 1st and 10. So after the penalty yardage marked off, here's 1st and 10. Nix looking to throw. Escapes the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Now we'll give up the middle to Piron. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
That's incomplete left side.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Looking right, and he finds him. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And oh, just a hair too much on that kick. The punt lands in the end zone. This one's coming out to the 20. The Raiders and Alexander Madison ready for another go on offense. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding. Offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Now Minshew. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Minshew setting up to throw. Gets it to him on the screen. And he's taken down here at the 16-yard line.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong, where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
And he's going to call for the fair catch here at the 38-yard line. The Broncos are headed back out on offense as we look at Samaje Perine. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So that brings up 2nd down. To throw, here's Nix. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete.
I love the thought there and the idea, get your guy in space, but he can't make anything happen until he catches it cleanly first.
On the move, headed right. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. Here comes the Broncos punting unit. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And he sends this away, definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Officially a 55-yard launch. And it'll be their football. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Madison. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up third down.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. It's a gain of only 1 yard. That's going to leave him with a 4th and 2. The Raiders bringing out the punting unit. And he's been getting all of it every time out. Getting about 50 yards of boots so far, and here's another quality effort. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. The visitors back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. They'll run here on first down. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
Back to the well again. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
First down, and they go right back to him. And that carry only nets 1 on the plunge up the gut. So we hit the end of the third quarter. It's Broncos football. They're on a mission here. They trail entering the fourth. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Only a couple yards there, and now it's 3rd and 7. Here's Nix to throw. McLaughlin's got it, complete. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They'll run it from the gun. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Back-to-back carries here. And he gets taken down immediately right at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back runs yielding just 2 yards, and now it's 3rd and 8. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Getting out to his left. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. Gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. They'll get this drive started, 1st and 10. Time for the Raiders offense to hit the field. First and 10, Minshew. Able to hit Gallup, complete. That goes for 36 yards. And that's good for a Raiders first.
36 yards. That's good for a Las Vegas. First and 10 at the 36.
Here's the give to Madison. And he made the most of his running room on that one, getting it down to the 27. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the Broncos 27.
Makes the handoff. Now Minshew. He's got it near the 8. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They did it! He made the interception! And the Broncos have some new life in the 4th. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now.
Yeah.
They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing here, Nix. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. From the gun, Piron. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6. Again, a run with Piron. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Call it 3 yards on the pickup. They're short by just as many now as it brings up 4th down.
You know, some positive yardage there, Kate, but just as important, they're mixing up their play calling. And they could very well be setting up the defense for a big play later.
They'll bring out the punter here. And he makes the fair catch inside the 45. So no return on that punt. And it's going to be their football coming up. Now the Raider offense headed back to the field. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Here's Madison. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
Flushed out of the pocket. Pressure coming, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
No matter what other stats you want to look at in this ball game, well, this defense can take some serious pride in at least one thing, and that is 6 quarterback sacks on the afternoon. 6 sacks? Well, that's an expectation rarely achieved. And a sign? Well, this group did their homework, and they're making it pay on the field.
Defense.
And it's as we expected, partner. We call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give them that 1st down. Throwing on 1st is Minshew. He's got the hook up to Davante Adams. It's a 21-yard gain. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute it.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Back to throw, Minshew. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. From the shotgun, Minshew. Got a man, it's Mayer. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Play action, it's Minshew. Buying some time right. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he hits the deck after setting him up with first and goal. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward. All set up for an insurance score here. It's first and goal. To the ground with Madison. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense.
Holding. Offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Throwing here, Minshew. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have second down coming up.
Second and goal.
Throw left side, taken in by Adams. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
Complete to number 17, Devontae Adams. A 6-yard
They've held him out
gain.
twice. Here we go, third and goal. Out of the pistol, Minshew. He's on the move. He's running for it.
Gardner Minshew on the scramble.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
On comes Daniel Carlson for a pretty important kick. This only a chip shot from the right hash. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they're gonna grow their lead late, but still a one-score ball game. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Broncos running their offense out once again. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. Nix with it on first. Rolling left by... Oh, he was on the move, but so is the defense, and they take him down. And the defense is energized following that stick for a loss. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Some early movement on the left side there, but was he the first to go, or was he provoked? So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. They'll run here, following the penalty. Give them 3 on that run. 3rd and 12 coming up. Now there's the flag. Looks like the jump came from the left side of the line.
Ball start. Offense.
One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. Brought in right side. And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
On is the punt team, and away goes the punt. Collects this at the 32. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Raiders are back onto the field, led by Gardner Minshew. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Minshew on first down. This ball's caught by Uzama. And this one doesn't go far.
Textbook hitch route. Just hit him in the short field and deliver it once that defense turns their attention elsewhere. Okay, this is a low-ceiling play, but a reliable source of yardage.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. From the gun, a run for Madison. Crosses midfield, still going. And he's finally marked down at the 46-yard line. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. They'll go right back to Madison. And he's able to manage a couple on that run. Now we get another stoppage here. Just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout. Here's Madison again. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again. The defense takes its third and final timeout. Inside handoff goes to Madison. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding. Offense.
Tempting to perhaps take the yards and run third down again, partner, but they decline it. That's going to bring up fourth down. Punter on now, and he gets into this one. And he can't hurt you with the return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? This one flies out right around the 15-yard line. Back out runs their offense. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Back to throw. He just throws this one away.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had two choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Broncos have to hurry here. Clock still running. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Here he is to throw. And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. Now following the play, we see the medical staff hurrying out for an injured Raider. So a really tough spot here. This is third and a country mile. Throwing now. The sideline shot snagged by Sutton. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line. Lengthy fourth down try here. They need 6. Here he is to throw. Oh, he lost the football. And this one goes out of bounds, but whether they recovered or not, it doesn't matter. Possession still changes with a turnover on downs. And they do not get a desperately needed first down. He doesn't make it, and they still trail after the turnover on downs. The Raiders have their offense back out there. That defensive stand might have been the final effort needed to seal away the victory, Brock, but can't quite take off the pads just yet. Offense has to finish this one out.
Yeah, a few things here, Kate, to keep in mind, right? You got to slow the game down as a quarterback. Take every second off the clock. If you're handling the ball, you guard it with your life, and you make sure your defense doesn't come on the field again. They just did their job. Now you got to do yours. Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
The Black Hole can take that party over to the Vegas Strip as the Raiders win at home. And they take not just a victory, but some serious year-long bragging rights home with them after this one, as they finish off the sweep of their division rivals. So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Raiders winners as we bid you farewell from Las Vegas.